What's up, y'all? This your girl Jay Rene with Prison Ride Radio. I hope that you're doing well. This afternoon, we have a brother on the phone by the name of Omar Gent. He's going to talk to us about his wrongful conviction, and he's also going to talk to us about something called a void conviction. This is the first time I heard about it, so he's going to tell us not only about his case, but a little bit more into what that is, so we can learn. Knowledge is power. So we're going to jump right into it. Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's wonderful to be on your platform. Thank you very much for reaching.
Yeah, I'm glad that you was able to able to connect with us. Candace said that she had heard some things about you and that you was wrongfully convicted, and she said she thought that you was somebody that definitely needed your voice heard. So I'm glad that you can make it. Um, we're gonna jump right into it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself and where you from.
My name is Omar Gent. The oldest of three children. 38 years old. Been locked down for the past 14 years. Just recently released from Sterling Correctional Facility in Sterling, Colorado. I'm a native of Florida. Came out here with my then girlfriend and ran into this nightmare of the mass incarceration beast that kidnapped me with no charges. And now I'm here just reaching out to the people to this platform.
All right. So how long have you been incarcerated?
14 and a half years.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, that's a long time, especially on a wrongful conviction. I always ask the brothers and sisters, how do you stay motivated through, such a tough thing?
Man, just thinking about, God is good, first and foremost. The Creator, always leads and guides me, even when I'm not listening, be honest with you. And just reading, thinking about the struggles of the ancestors, those that came before us, the brothers and sisters who, had it way worse than me. Than us, be honest with you. Didn't even have, an internet, a cell phone. Didn't even have really, at least probably that hope, to be like, well, what's going to come better? I know they looked up at the Creator, looked up into the dark void and saw, people like us, their descendants that's saying we're going to take a stand. So I always thought of that. I'm like, if my ancestors didn't survive, having you break away from these people, then you build your town, they come build it down, they ransack it. They come burn it down and they steal from you. They can survive the lynchings, the horror of slavery, and then even beyond that, about the great civilizations that we had. We are that legacy of strength and resistance and power.
Okay. All right, that was a lot right there. I hope everybody picked up all of those gems. So let's talk about what's going on with you directly. So 14 and a half years ago, take us back to this time. So let me ask you this first. Is the wrongful conviction and the void conviction this one and the same, or are they two different things?
They're close. They're close because a wrongful conviction, they're close, but they're not. A wrongful conviction, you basically, the court made a mistake, far as the factual side of the case, whatever it may be, and you were wrongfully convicted, you could be innocent of the crime, or the prosecutor didn't have the right, facts of the case presented, or whatever it may be. It's a wide plethora of things. Void conviction means basically they didn't have no authority to even charge you and move forward. So no matter what happened, if you were innocent or guilty or, pled no contest, no matter what it was, a void conviction, meaning basically the court, DOC, everybody don't have no power over that charge, over the case that was presented against you, because in my case, there was a due process violation. So that's what makes it void. It's kind of like, if you want to write somebody a check, whatever, everybody know you got to sign the check. You got to endorse the check, no matter what your intentions are. If you don't endorse that check, that person can't legally go and, cash that check. That's, the check is void, So In my case, the prosecutor's case against me is void because they didn't follow due process of law as explained by my website.
Okay, so we're going to talk more about your website, but I want to make sure we're clear. So both of these things, a wrongful conviction and a void conviction, apply to you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's dive into that. So tell us what led up to your wrongful conviction.
Straight Ku Klux Klan, white supremacist, crony capitalism, and this bigotry. You know, I was my then girlfriend. You know, we probably the only black family in Parker, Colorado. It's a small white town full of conservative white folk. A robbery happened earlier that day, May 29, 2008. And my name was offered when I read a discovery. My name was presented by a former coworker of mine. At that time, I haven't seen that person in over maybe a year and a half. And he presented my name as a suspect because he said, the robbery happened. And he said, I know Omar did it because there's not that many black people in Parker. So that's their probable cause. You know, you got these conservative police who took that, staked out my house without me knowing. I got in my car, to go to the gas station. And next thing you know, I'm swarmed and pulled over, interrogated on the spot. It's basically just a whole railroading process from start to finish,
Okay, so let me ask you. So you say that they based it off of the statement of someone that you used to work with. So there's no evidence in this case that proves that you committed this crime.
Man, them people, there's various things that I can nitpick. Like for example, they said the person that came in and did a robbery didn't have no gloves on his hand and touched several of the surfaces. Now, the expert came in and fingerprinted the surfaces. None of my, DNA or none of my fingerprints were on nothing because I was not there, did not commit this crime. They just had a suspect description ranging, I called it the clown car lineup, because the suspect description was from 5'6", 160 pounds, all the way up to 6'6", 260 pounds. Now, anybody know anything about the law or just common sense, when a description of a suspect is offered, it has to be within a close range. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere between 5'6" to maybe like 6'2" or whatever will be reasonable. You talking about 100-pound weight difference and over a foot of basically height difference. So basically any black man in that area, anywhere between 5'6" to 6'6", 160 to 260, basically. So any NIGGER in that area, and my name happened to come up, and that's just one of the examples. And then they went to my home when I was detained. After the traffic stop, I got detained, and they asked me to sign a permission form to go into the house, no warrant. I told them no, and I asked for a lawyer several times. They wouldn't give me a lawyer. So I was like, "Can I leave?" They said no. I said, "Well, am I detained or under arrest? Which one?" They said, "Well, they just wouldn't let me know which one it was." But I knew I was under arrest. If you can't leave, you under arrest. How you detained? And they went to my home without a warrant, forced their way into the home through my then girlfriend, her mother, and her two little brothers outside the house in the middle of the cold, and just went searching for evidence to connect me back to the robbery. So it was a straight Ku Klux Klan railroad process from the beginning.
Right. Did they recover anything from your home?
They recovered a lot of stuff. They recovered
something that connected you to the crime they were saying you committed.
They were looking for a 9mm. They never found a 9. I was a lawful gun owner at the time of the case. I didn't have any felonies on me, so I had guns. I just purchased an AK-47. I purchased a 22, and I had a 380. And the victim of the crime, who was by himself at the time for reading the discovery, he said he's 100% sure that a 9mm was involved in the robbery. Anybody knows anything about guns, 380s and 9mm, that's a whole total different caliber.
So no.
Say that again, good sis?
So no, they didn't.
Nah, what they did is picked up anything. It's a case. It's weird. They picked up a gun. They picked up a shirt, a black shirt. They picked up money, and they said, "Well, we don't necessarily have everything, but we have a gun, we have a shirt, we have a money, we have a black man." I call it a snowman plea. You know, you build a snowman up, and boom. You know.
Okay, so they didn't have anything that they could say, yes, this connects them to this crime, but they had a black T-shirt which can be found in anyone's home. I have several black T-shirts. They found some money that most people would have if they have a type of job, even though it may be cash, and a firearm. And you said that you could yield firearms at that time, and it wasn't the firearm that the witness that was the victim of this crime says he saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they knew from the beginning. Once they came in that door without that warrant, they forced their way into the home. And you're exactly incorrect what you said. Everything was fruit of the poisonous tree. It was illegal. You know.
Let me ask you this: was there anyone that was, did the victim identify you personally?
Oh yeah, they all did. You know, they came that night of the robbery and said, they were 100% sure that this is the person that robbed him. Now, y'all got to think about it. You got these police. It's late at night. You got these police. They tired. They want to go home. They've been investigated for hours. They got me down at a traffic stop, and they're putting these three white people in the back of a car to bring them down to identify me with all white police force. You know what I'm saying? So they want to go home. Police is badgering the hell out of them, asking them, and then before it was leaked to me, before the ID was made, it was leaked to me through various avenues that they were showed a picture of me before the ID was made on the spot, because they were driven to the gas station where I was at, away from the scene of the crime, which was a car wash. So you got all this pressure on you, and you're white, and this man is black in an all-conservative town where they don't even see that many black people. I mean, of course it's going to be a positive ID.
Right. Okay, I understand where you're coming. So, now I want you to say, like, officially, you are saying that you're wrongfully convicted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where were you?
Where were I? The night the crime happened?
Correct.
Oh, I was at home. Okay. I was at home with my then girlfriend in our room, and I went out to get some Haagen-Dazs for her because she loves Haagen-Dazs, and jumped in the car. I had a feeling that something was crazy is going, because I get feelings every now and then, we picked it up from the ancestors. I had a feeling that something crazy was going to happen to me, but I didn't know what. I remember looking at her and being like, I feel like something is getting ready to happen. I don't know what. I thought I was tripping, but I just couldn't shake the feeling. And I got in that car, and my life changed from that point, drastically.
Okay, so let's talk some about your legal representation. Do you feel that your legal representation at the time put their best foot forward?
Hell no. They were, like I said, it was an all-white system. Public defender's office, they were more concerned about saving face for the Parker Police Department because of the way they came in that house. My then girlfriend, her mother, was real adamant about suing the hell out of them. You know what I'm saying? So they were trying to kill two birds with one stone. They wanted to justify their actions by having me confess to the crime. They told me that, to run it back a little bit, during the interrogation, Detective Beverly Wilson told me that if I don't confess, that she's going to go to the home and throw everybody out, and then get a conviction and watch my whole life fall apart. I looked her in the eyes and I told her, well, you're going to do what you got to do, because I already know you already in the process of doing what you said. I bet you at the house right now. You know what I'm saying? So the public defender, when they came in, their main thing was just like trying to convince me that the lawsuit that my then girlfriend's, her mother, would prevail to nothing. Basically, Yeah, man, don't worry about it. You weren't racially profiled. You know, you weren't railroaded. I was like, man, come on. Now, I know. I wasn't even on the crime. I wasn't even on the scene of the crime.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for them to say that you wasn't, and for it to be from 5'6" to 6'6", like you said, that's a major gap. That could be a dozen people.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then prior to trial, the the victim, because he was by himself. Now to refresh everybody's memory, he was by himself. It was only three people. It was the victim and the two other people that made identifications about me, saying it was Omar. You know, now prior to trial, they had a pre-trial photo lineup. They should have did that shit at the beginning. They should have had a photo lineup at the day I was arrested. But they know they would have did that. I would have walked out, you know, and walked away from the case because the ID was just so messed up. You know, they didn't have their facts. They didn't have nothing in a row. So prior to trial, months later when I was getting ready to go to trial, they had a photo lineup and the suspect picked out 7 other people. He didn't finger me once as a man that robbed him. But here you are, the night of the event, the night of the crime, you swearing 100% that is Omar Gent. You know what I'm saying? But then when it's time to go to trial, you pick out 7 other people. I was like, damn, how many chances he got? 7? You know?
Right.
What you gonna tap him on something and be like,
right.
Yeah, he had 7 chances and still didn't finger me one time. So that's just how, you know, it's how this crazy this railroad machine is, you know.
Okay. So what else should we know about the events that happened before your trial?
Well, you know, like you said, we was going to get into the website later, but during the process of me studying the law and putting distance between the facts, what personally happened to me, you know, meaning that let me look at the legal side of it. I discovered that you have to be indicted out here in Colorado for all felonies. I discovered that, and my case was not taken to the grand jury process, you know, and I'm not saying that the grand jury would save me or, you know, it's just or anything like that, but my case was not presented to the grand jury process for a basic screening of probable cause. And because they did not do that, you know, they could have caught me on the scene red-handed, you know, and I could have been guilty of the crime. But the fact is, the conviction, to go back to my original point, is void because I was not given my due process through the grand jury process as explained on my website.
Okay, so let's get into your website now. Let everybody know what it is and talk more in depth about it.
It's free, FREEROUR, brothers.com. That's freerbrothers.com. And it's bigger than Omar Jeremy Gent or black men or black people. That's why I say I had to distance myself from my own personal experience. When I studied the law and I started seeing, okay, well, they need certain procedure. And in this state, it's a grand jury indictment. And the website explains that, you know, the grand jury is not a trial jury. It's just a separate, it's supposed to be so-called separate from the trial jury in the courts. And what they do is, at least in this state and in several other states, if the prosecutor is supposed to bring a felony charge, if he's trying to bring he or she is bringing a felony charge against you, they got to present the bare minimum of probable cause to the grand jury to allow them to vote and to give them permission to move forward. And as the website explains, because it saves time and money out here in Colorado, and because they don't want to, you know, they may not have the evidence in the row or whatever it is. The grand jury may not be in session. Whatever it is, out here they go around it. They bypass it and they file their own. They file their own affidavit. Act on their own. Prosecutors, they do that. They file what they call a complaint and information, which is different than the grand jury process. That means they're acting on their own. They're filing charges on their own. They're not being overseen by the grand jury in no kind of way. And the moment they do that, it voids the case. It takes away a person's due process and basic human rights to have to confront their accuser, to have due process of law, equal protection of law, various things like that. So that's what the website lays out.
Okay. Let them know what the website is again.
Free Our Brothers, FREE, ourbrothers.com. And then also I'm on Facebook, Omar Gent.
Okay. Well, we definitely appreciate you putting that together. Information is definitely power. So thank you for, having that and putting it together, taking the time to make that happen for sure. I know your case is very complex, and I don't want to run too long because I want people to be able to stay engaged. So we might have to do a two-part. But I do want to ask you this. So what is it what kind of support do you need from us and from us out here that can assist you in helping justice come to you? Like, what do you need? What are the things you're trying to accomplish? How can we help? Do you need pro bono lawyers, or what kind of support?
Yeah, thank you for that question. First and foremost, I need y'all to realize that this ain't just about Colorado. This system, it extradites people all the time. It can come into your state, grab you or your loved one, or anybody, beyond that, So I need the people to realize that I'm not just bringing up a point for Omar, Jeremy, Gent, or Colorado. It's much bigger than me. As far as support, any attorneys or advocates who like to get on board, please reach out to me on the Facebook page. Also, donations are always appreciated, so I can get some advertising going and, help those who help me. That's a Cash App, Omar Gent. And media attention. That's what I'm really focusing on. Like on what I'm doing with you is getting the word out to expand awareness of this issue, because nobody knows what's going on out here, and it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous because it's spread. It's already spreading, but if it's not checked, it's going to continue to spread to other states.
Definitely, for sure, bro. I'm gonna make sure that I include the website as a link so people can click on it with a hyperlink, or copy and paste it. And like I said, we're going to probably do a part 2 so we can talk more about your case when it comes as far as what happened in the courtroom and the things that you've been doing over these years to try to gain your freedom.
Thank you, man. I encourage people to make sure they support what y'all doing, because I'm trying to tell y'all out there, it's very difficult to get heard, especially when you're going so hard against the corruption of the government. So thank you, sis, for your platform and everybody that put it together for you. But you